Understanding yourself means recognizing that you are not one static identity. You are a living ecosystem of different parts. The achiever, the caregiver, the rebel, the artist, the doctor, they all live within you. Each carries a piece of your story. Listening to them doesn't mean you are fragmented. It means you are well enough to hold complexity. Understanding also means seeing the environment you live in, the culture that prizes productivity, the systems that reward certain behaviors and silence others. Many of our struggles come not only from within us, but from trying to fit into structures that do not honor who we truly are.